Hey guys, it's here is Getaway Driver 101, and today I'm going to be giving you a video on how to fix lag and stuttering on No Man's Sky. I know I posted 1, 2, or even 3 videos on this. Each of them shows different ways of fixing this method. All methods are relatively similar, but a little bit different, just on small minor changes. And that's because of the updates changing over time and the game increasing how much it needs as far as like system resources. But yeah, this is my current settings on my 4070 Super. So if you're running a 40 series, you're running 2560 1440 or 4K native, which would be 3460 resolution to 2560. I'm running 2560 1440, which is 2.2K instead of 4K. So this here is 2.2K. Or you could say basically the lowest low of 4K before you get to native 4K. Now I could upscale this, image sharpen it, and then upscale it even more, and then make it basically a 2K / upscaled 4K, which is what the PS5 does. And now I'm not going to do any of that because there's no reason to do any of that. That just kind of causes a chop down on your system. There's no reason to chop my performance down. G2A on No Man's Sky is known for causing lighting issues as well as in-depth bugs with the frame rate and 1 percentile issues. So you put G2A on standard, and if you put shadows on standard, that will help bring back a lot of performance into your game. Frame Gen is good for NVIDIA graphics cards. If you have a 40 or 50 series, I recommend using Frame Gen. Especially for No Man's Sky, you're not playing anything that's a first-person shooter. You're playing a game that is survival. You're surviving, story, and building. You know, you're playing a game that's very image. It uses a lot of GPU. So because of that, you want to make sure that your system is set up for the right priorities. So those are the settings I'm running on that. Now, control. If you're running anything over 3000 DPI, 3000 or higher, your mouse smoothing needs to be turned down below the default or left on default. Looks sensitivity. If you're running 3000 or over 3000 DPI, your sensitivity needs to be below the 25% threshold. If you're running over 3000 DPI, you need to be below the 25% threshold. That does is it helps your system not have mouse input and mouse pull rate, when you're at the lower than 25% threshold, you won't deal with that. Versus when you're running above 25% threshold on a 3000 or higher DPI mouse, you are going to experience stutters and lag. So as far as system performance goes, I mean, your best bet is honestly really to try to mitigate as much performance errors as possible. Another thing, app. And then from your NVIDIA app, you could run overclocking if you want to. More so, you set your shader cache to 10 gigabits is what I recommend. 10 gigabits or 100. I recommend 10 because it helps your files from not growing too large. Now, I don't really recommend messing with power management. If you do, I would only do it on per application that needs it, so you're not changing too much within Windows that could interfere with all of the games. Instead, you only need 1 or 2 games that need those functionalities to get the 1 or 2 games that are having issues working correctly versus your other 5 or 6 or 12 games that you have on your PC, so you don't run into issues with your games on your PC malfunctioning due to the fact that you went and got some software or messed with some settings that were on the global side, or you installed a third-party software. So that's just something you have to be wary of, is just be careful where you're getting tools. Don't use system tweakers. System tweakers will mess up your system. Regardless what anybody says, system tweakers are very malicious, they're dangerous, and they can hook into your system registries, they can hook into your system files, and they will cause corruption. So do not use system tweakers. There's a difference between using a troubleshooter tool or a removal tool like Revoke, or something like HW Hardware, or even something like Process Explorer, versus you using something like WeMod. This here is a third-party game trainer. This here is theoretically a tweaker. Now, what is this tweaking? It is tweaking only the memory. This one here is very light. This is a light tweaker. This light tweaker doesn't really do anything besides tweak your actual game files. It just does your games. Now, them other tweakers that you see people installing that are malicious and dangerous, do not install those. Those will mess up your computer. I don't care what anyone tells you on YouTube. I don't care if they say, oh, it's the best one on the planet. You can go get on PC Security Forum, PC Security Channel, or into their Discord and ask them questions, and they will even tell you that the software is more than likely malicious or dangerous if you are using tweakers that are messing with your system at system level, BIOS your operating system, ransomware your system, steal your data, steal your wallet, steal your credit card information, or lock you out of your system, or have remote access as a miner. So they could be mining on your system. Things like that. You got to be careful. There is no such thing as a perfect system. There's no such thing as a perfect piece of software, regardless where the software comes from. You can get the software directly from Microsoft. You can go get it directly from NVIDIA. And sometimes software be broken. Even game developers break their own games sometimes. You've seen games break, games malfunction from updates. You've seen Windows break Windows. Be careful who you trust. Be careful who you listen to, because there is malicious software out there that will destroy your system and infect it. So, very aggressively, very stupidly, you probably need to install Process Monitor or Process Explorer, HW hardware, Revoke, as well as possibly auto runs, and then OCCT. OCCT, stability benchmark tool. Auto runs, system engine management tool. It lets you check system management files that are accessing into files, or files that are non-existent. Now, non-existent files usually aren't a problem unless they're not meant to be there. Now, there are some non-existent files that Windows does hold as a file that does not exist that exist because Windows theoretically keeps it in suspended mode. So just keep that in mind, that you may come across files in auto runs that may be yellow tagged for not found. Don't worry about that. As long as it says Microsoft signed and Microsoft signaturally signed at a 0 out of 75, you're fine. Process Explorer 64, you can look at all your virus total entries as well as all your engine entries from your games and applications that are running live. Then you got CPU ID Hardware Monitor. Hardware Monitor HW will help you monitor the basis of the hardware level. Now, you can use Hardware 64 if you're more computer savvy and inclined with how sensors and hardware works, but you're more of a person that's just looking for troubleshooting videos. This here would probably be your software. This one, OCCT, and probably Process Explorer and Revoke. But as far as that goes, these here are your 6 main ones to use for system troubleshooting. Now, Heaven Benchmark, I guess I could include as like the 7th. Heaven Benchmark is nice to use for GPU testing, but you can use OCCT for that as well. OCCT will also let you check your memory, your integrity, as you can also set timer variations for your CPU processing, so you can set the core count, how the core counts are fluctuating. Do not go above normal. Stay on normal functionality, normal run. Do not go anything above normal functionality. If you do, it could crash your system or cause system issues. Revoke Uninstaller will help you remove anything that you don't like that is telling you that it is part of Windows that you installed. So if you installed something goofy, and let's say it put itself in Windows apps like Forza does, or like Minecraft does, which you can still uninstall those games, because those games, the devs knew that it was going to do that, so they were smart enough to go in and put an uninstall feature that enforces the uninstall, so you can still uninstall it. So you don't have to worry about dealing with issues with your games theoretically being on Windows apps not installing. They should still uninstall it normally. But there are some applications that you could install that may not let you uninstall it on Windows apps side. So just keep that in mind. If you come across any Windows apps that you did not install, that is bloatware or is from third-party development software that you installed, or is malicious software that you don't like that you've been trying to get off your computer, Revoke is a nice tool. You can use the free version of Revoke to do that. OCCT will let you check all your system's integrity, as well as you can set the timer variation. Usually I like to do 5 minutes, and I like to do combination. CPU, uncheck CPU plus RAM, memory, VRAM, and then I usually set all these to 70 and keep them on normal. If you go above normal, it should only be on normal above, nothing higher than that, nothing on high, nothing on real time. If you do high or real time, it could damage your system, crash it, or fry. So just keep that in mind. You can mess things up running benchmarks if you are not careful. So regardless where you hear things, you should always still play it cautious. It is your machine, it is your money that you are spending on the machine. When it comes to your machine, if you do something wrong that you don't like, it will cost you time and effort to fix it. So if that's what you're trying to minimize here, keep that all in mind. Thanks for watching, like or subscribe, and enjoy gaming on your PC. Just be wary of where you're getting your software. Thanks for watching.